In this video, I'm going to be teaching you how to build AI systems like a programmer without learning how to code. I'm going to be teaching you how to think like a programmer, because in the world of AI, you no longer need to write a single line of code. All of the AI will do it for you. So what are you waiting for? The hard part, however, is that you don't know how to solve complex problems like a programmer, like a coder. So I have paid a world-class programmer $4,000 to teach me how to prompt AI better and build systems like a world-class programmer. And here's everything that I've learned. So if you've used ChatGPT, Zapier, Make, and you just like pulling your hair out, then this is the video for you, because here are some of the systems that I have built. This is like a 80 node behemoth of a automation. This is only half of it, which replies to all my leads within 60 seconds as they come in for all my clients. This is a mission control dashboard, which allows me to control all of the agents that I have and see every task that working on in real time. This is a automation that allows me to reply to YouTube leads that come in from these videos where you guys want to work with me. Automatically replies to everybody within 60 seconds, qualifies them, sends them emails automatically. And then this is a automation that I'm super excited about because it's automated my content creation and generation process. It pulls in all the outliers that are just like the content that I create, puts them together into a bunch of content in my voice, and then automatically generates it for me every single day. This bot goes through every single call that I have with prospects, and it tells me what I did right, what I did wrong, any hidden objections that I missed, and tells me it in a 15-page comprehensive report. And then we have things that pull in trends every day so I don't miss anything. And so all of these things to say is that I'm going to show you the framework of how I put together a lot of these automations. And if you're excited about me breaking down exactly step by step how to build those automations over the shoulder, today I'm going to be talking about the thinking process and giving you some ideas and frameworks. But if you want to actually see me build it out, what I would suggest is that you subscribe, because I'm working on a monster video that is going to detail exactly that. And obviously, if you want me and my team to just do all of this stuff for you, if you don't want to think about it, then you can go to dopaminedigital.io. And check us out. Like, check out some of the AI solutions that we offer on the page here and see how these can help you grow your business. I suggest you click on this button here, and then you go through and you tell me about your business, and I will give you a free 12-month growth plan of what it would be like if we were to teleport into your business and build all these AI systems for you and give you some of these templates. And I will do that for free and deliver it to your inbox in 72 hours without getting on a sales call. So I think that's a pretty good deal. Check that out. First link in the description. Now, if you want to learn how to think like a programmer, there are big lies that are most likely stopping you. You don't need to learn how to code. Trust me. You just need to use your voice. Now, I just use whisper flow, and I sit here all day prompting like this on my keyboard. And all I do is I talk to the AI. And that's it. I haven't written a single line of code, and I have built these unbelievably powerful automations and made tens of thousands of dollars from them in just the last week. Now, you may think that it's expensive, but I tell you what, you can get started on this magical thing called Claude Code for $20 a month. And so what is Claude Code? It is a way to pull in all of the documents, all of the resources, all of the APIs, and connect everything and be one hub that will automate all of your processes and build things for you. It is the greatest, most powerful piece of technology I have ever used, not even close. And so I use this in conjunction with ClaudeBot to build out some of these incredible things that I just talked about. So how do you actually think like a programmer? Well, what people think programmers do is that they speak in this mysterious jargon. They sit in dark rooms and type code all day, and they take months to finish a project. Now, that may have been true a couple years ago. However, what I have learned by working with teams of programmers is that most of the time what they actually do is they spend it thinking about the problem and then planning and mapping it, and then only 5% is actually executing and writing the code. And so this is the hard part, right? this is the really hard part, is writing the code, because it's literally a different language. But if you can learn how to think like a programmer, like systems thinking, then you can succeed in the AI era of coding. So the 4-step programmer process that I was taught to go through by this world-class programmer is, step 1 is to identify the problem. Like, ask yourself, what exactly are we trying to solve? And you go, okay, so I don't have enough leads. So programmers don't solve vague, generic problems. They solve very specific problems with precision, and they go to the root cause, and they use what Elon Musk calls first principles thinking. And I'll talk about that in just a second. But let's say you are losing 80% of your leads in the follow-up you discover. And you go, okay, well, let's break it into steps. Like, what needs to happen and in what order? So you go step 1, step 2, step 3, and then you identify the sub-problems. So a lead comes in, a lead gets contacted, a meeting gets booked, the proposal gets accepted, follow-up happens, and a deal closes, right? That is the loop that you go through. And once you see the steps, you can start to break things down and then map out the logic and go, how does information flow through this? Like, where are things getting bottlenecked, right? What's the input? Ask yourself, what transformations happen? What's the output? And where does the data come from, and where does it go? This is what's called systems thinking. And so if you apply it to your business, you can explode your business and your revenue. And you used to be constrained by not being able to code or being able to hire people that you couldn't trust. But now you can just talk into Claude Code and you can output anything that your brain can think of. And if you don't know the questions to ask and you don't know the answers even, you can ask Claude Code. It's just an unbelievable like self-fulfilling prophecy where you just like loop and loop and loop and get better and better and better. It's unbelievable. Okay. Then, of course, we need to test and iterate. This is the debugging process. And even when you're writing with a supercomputer like Claude Code, there's still so many bugs. So what metrics prove success? What feedback loops exist? And how do we know it's working? So you need to build it, run it, watch it, fix it, and then repeat, right? And so this is just structured thinking. You already do it, you just don't realize it in your everyday life and inside your business every day. So if we take a page out of Mr. Elon Musk's book and we approach problems in your business at a first principles level and we distill it down to the fundamental truths that no matter who you are or the way that you approach a problem, these fundamental truths will not change. And so the question that Elon Musk asked, for example, is how much does it cost to build a rocket? And the traditional answer is, well, it costs $60 million. And many people will just tell you that's just the way it is. But the first principles question that you can ask is, well, hang on, why is that the case? What are rockets actually made of? Well, the answer is aluminium, titanium, copper, carbon fiber, and a bunch of other raw materials. And then you go, okay, how much do these raw materials actually cost? Well, if you look at it, it's actually only just 2% of the rocket price. So the conclusion is that 98% of that is just middlemen, process inefficiency, and markup. And obviously, the gigantic process inefficiency that he identified is that you just throw away the rocket after you're done with it, right? And so can we build it for ourselves from raw materials, and can we make it reusable, right? Which is like first principles to the core. And so how do we apply this to business? Well, your business maybe feels chaotic and overwhelming, and you're working 60 hours a week. Nothing is documented and everything depends on you, right? So if you're a founder doing, let's say, under 50K a month, this is probably you. First principles breakdown looks like this. You go, all right, what are all the inputs, the leads, the data, the requests, the raw materials? And then we take it through a process, like a universal business formula here, the transformation and the work. And then what you can do is just dump all of that into Claude Code, and it will do a lot of this process for you. And so we take the leads, the data, the requests, we take it through the transformation and all the processes, and the output is that we get revenue, more products, and satisfied customers, okay? And think of it like a machine, like an end-to-end machine. Every single business, whether you're selling a service, a coaching, or a manufacturing widget, has the same basic structure. You've got inputs, processes, and outputs. Okay? And again, this is what was taught to me by a program, and it completely shifted the way I thought about problems. And so I'm trying to bring this, guys, to you guys in as simple a way as possible. So once you see this, everything changes. You can map everything out, make it visible, and you can measure everything. And then once you've got all of that data and you've measured everything, you can start to automate stuff out. And so complexity becomes clarity. Now, if we look at a pipeline here, like a literal pipeline of water, we've got most people just turn up the marketing. And yes, sometimes there is a need for that. But when the pipeline is blocked, when the operations is the blockage, nothing is going to solve that problem more than removing that blockage. And so this is the same thing as the theory of constraints, which I'm making another video on, about specifically removing the bottleneck in your business and focusing just on that one constraint. And so in this case, the operations is clearly the bottleneck. And so removing that is what we need to be doing, right? And so let's say you run Facebook ads, you get 100 new leads, but you can't follow up fast enough. So 80 leads go cold, you waste 80% of your ad spend. Your problem isn't marketing. Your problem is the blockage in the follow-up process and all of this waste. Again, just identifying all of this waste, like Elon did with the rocket example here. And so the smart move is to clear the pipeline first and then turn the tap up. So the process is to map your pipeline, your business process, find the blockages, find the bottlenecks, find the constraint in your business, and work on every day for 4 hours to remove that constraint. Clear them one at a time and then scale marketing. So now the water will flow all the way through and more profit will come out the end. And so I know this sounds ridiculous, but when you approach a problem like this and you go, okay, if we approach it like a programmer, how would they solve this problem? If this was just data, this was fundamental truths. Again, if this was just a fundamental truth in the business, what would this look like? And you can map everything out. So how do we map everything out? Okay, step one, audit your time. Many of you are not going to do that. I suggest you do. It's going to be a game changer. Now, you can use apps like Clockify. I use something here called Rise. So, for example, it tracks everything automatically. You can see where you are and where all of your time is going. Like, I have been in front of my computer for 12 hours today. Surprise, surprise. It's probably more than that, really, if you count everything up. And so it's a fantastic app. I suggest you do it. If you don't have a pen and paper next to you to write down what you're doing every 15 minutes, automate it. All right, so this is rise.io. I'm going to leave an affiliate link down below. If you guys want to support the channel, go there. You get some free stuff. I get some free stuff, but I pay for it anyway, right? So do this just for 1 week, please. And then you will see the strategic work, like setting directions, making big decisions, etc., and then revenue generating work, and then busy work or like administrative work, and then you'll be able to assign a dollar value to all of those. If we really want to get in the weeds, we can go do that one by one, but this is just kind of like broad strokes. Okay, and then most business owners spend 60% of their time doing busy work, and that's 24 hours a week. So that's what we're going to automate. And so we don't know what processes we need to automate until we know what processes we are doing every day that suck all of our time, right? If we're trying to save time and save money, where's the money going? Where's the time going? Crazy concept, I know. So the math is pretty spectacular when you break it down again, and you just approach it like a first principles problem. Now, after that, we map out the core functions of the business. And so we go, every business has 4 core functions. Doesn't matter if you're a solopreneur or you're running a 100-person team or you're a $1 billion SaaS company. You've got marketing, sales, operations, and finance. Okay, so marketing looks like content creation, advertising, all of the core 4. Sales looks like lead qualification, discovery calls, proposals, negotiations, closing. Operations looks like onboarding, service delivery, customer service, support, quality control. And finance is obviously bookkeeping, invoicing, understanding CAC to LTV, financial reporting, tax prep, stuff like this. So examples of some of these tasks that you might be doing every day is writing social media posts. That's a marketing function. Responding to DMs. That's a sales function. Sending invoices. This is a finance function. Operations is a onboarding new client. It's an operations function. So once you have this clarity on what you actually do every day, all day, most business owners have no idea, by the way. So they just jump into Slack and put out fires, which is a big mistake that I made in the beginning. Step 3 is to define the inputs, the processes, and then the outputs. So coming back to that equation that we presented earlier. For each function, you're going to map the flow. So this is exactly how programmers think. What are the inputs? What's the process? What's the output? And then what's the feedback loop look like? So an example in a sales function process looks like, all right, so qualified leads come in from marketing. The process is that they come in through this form. They're added to this CRM. The qualification questions are asked. The meeting's scheduled. The discovery call is conducted. And then the output is that there is a new customer or they're a disqualified lead or they get and then they're onboarded, right? And so we build that feedback in, and then we make the inputs better, more refined. We refine the process, and then we get more output. Now, the conversion rate, like what percentage become customers? What's the time to close? How can we take these and improve them, save time, make them more efficient, make them make more money? So when you break it down like this, you can actually see where things get stuck and where leads drop off and where you are spending too much time. And so I've done this, and I found so many constraints in my clients' businesses, and I'm building custom solutions for them because I know I'm going to be able to use them in my business and many other clients, and I'm fired up out of my mind because I have now the ability to code without writing a single line of code and build things from my brain in a day. So I highly suggest you guys do the same. Again, if you don't want to do this, go here, fill this out. We'll do it for you. But how to find the constraints. So where do tasks pile up? Where are you backlogged? Like what's always behind? What causes the most delays? Ask yourself, when customers start, when do they get results? What step takes the longest? Where do you spend most of your time? How do your hours look like? This is why it's so important to track everything. And that's why I track everything manually and with apps. What would break if volume doubled? So if we doubled your volume tomorrow, could you handle it, or would things fall apart? If you can't, then that's your constraint. And where are customers dropping off? So look at your marketing as a whole across the functions of marketing, sales, operations, finance. Like where are customers dropping off? That's your constraint. And now we can work with Claude Code to design the solution. So what can it be eliminated? Do we even need this step? That's something that Elon is famous for, like just going, why do we need this? Rip it out, throw it away, lean and mean. Question number 2, can it be automated? Can AI or tech handle this? And then question number 3 is, can it be delegated? So is it worth your time? Are you doing a $20 an hour job when your time is worth $500 an hour? And so if it's a sales constraint, the constraint is only 20% of leads, book, meetings, the current process, the manual follow-up, the slow process times. These things need to be changed. So can we eliminate? We can't eliminate the follow-up. You need it for a conversation. Can we automate it? Yes, we can give them an instant response. We can give them something within 60 seconds to increase the likelihood that they close by 400%. 400%. Where else can you get that kind of uptick? Can we delegate it? Absolutely. AI agents, or at the very least, somebody who is specifically just for this task can do it. And then we design the process. So lead comes in, AI responds instantly. AI asks qualifying questions. If they're qualified, AI sends an automated meeting link. If they're not qualified, AI nurtures them with content. And a hot lead gets flagged for personal attention, and you get pinged in your Telegram like that. And that is something that we have built already. And so response times goes from hours to seconds, and booking rates double, guys. So like I said, if you want to just kind of plug and play this kind of stuff into your business, then go to dopaminedigital.io. I'll leave that link down below. Check us out. Watch the VSL. I spent a lot of time on that VSL. I think it's very well done. We can do the exact same thing for you. Now, I will be going in depth about how to actually build out these automations in Claude and what they look like, and like breaking these down in excruciating detail and how I put them all together. And then I will be giving away all of these templates to you. So if you're excited about that, smash the like button, subscribe, and thanks guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.